Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Studios here, and welcome back to another movie review. And today I'm gonna be talking about a movie that I don't really talk about on my channel, but I still like adore, and that is Star Wars. I only reviewed the three Star Wars projects on my channel. Obi-Wan Kenobi. You got Andor, and the only Star Wars movie I've ever reviewed, Rogue One. Well, this is gonna be my second movie review on my Star Wars movie review on my channel, and yeah, the movie that I am going to be reviewing is Star Wars: The Last Jedi. So I gotta say, happy fifth anniversary to Star Wars: Last Jedi. Yeah, it's been 5 years since this movie has come out. And yeah, so Star Wars: Last Jedi is directed by Ryan Johnson, the same guy who made Looper, which I think is overrated. Sorry, guys. And the Knights of Duology, and stars Daisy Ridley, Boyega, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Adam Driver, Oscar Isaac, Andy Serkis, Lupita Nyong'o, Domhnall Gleeson, Gwendolyn Christie, Kelly Marie Tran, Laura Dern, Benicio del Toro, Billy Lord, and a lot of others. So basically, the plot for the Last Jedi, we have Ray who has found Luke Skywalker and gives him a life, and of course will offers Luke to give Ray proper Jedi training. But then Luke is found to be a broken man, hiding on the island to get away from his mistakes and his past. But technically, his past life in between episodes 6 and 7. Um, as Luke tries to stand up to his mistakes and become a confident Jedi again to train Rey, the Resistance are finding a way to escape the Resistance, but the Resistance are too powerful. So Ray and Luke must help the Resistance escape, be able to escape from the First Order, and help the Resistance know that there's still hope. So I think so. Y'all know that The Last Jedi is the most controversial blockbuster. I wouldn't say the most controversial movie ever, but because there are, I can name a few more controversial movies. But among the blockbusters that have come out, this one it takes the cake for being the most controversial, because this movie is essentially really divisive. Like, there's never been a movie more where the fans have split more than this. I mean, this movie changed Star Wars for either the better or the worst. People, yeah, a lot of people say that there's the society people who downright hate this movie and say that this is the worst Star Wars movie ever, and claim that Ryan Johnson ruined Star Wars. And then you got the people who absolutely love this movie, who defend it. And yeah, so I'll just say that I am a huge fan of Ryan Johnson. I think he's the most underrated director of all time, and I love Star Wars, of course. But I mean, I like the sequel trilogy, but I don't love it. I mean, I'm starting to like it better than the prequel trilogy. Like, yeah, because even though the prequels has a Revenge of the Sith, my favorite Star Wars movie. I mean the prequels Final Mass and Dark Close are really bad. But as a trilogy, it is a better trilogy than the sequel trilogy, because I'm sure you guys know that the sequel trilogy is the sequel trilogy doesn't really have a plan. It's all just a jumble, like, going on different directions, and just always like, and there's no like you can clearly tell that there's no cohesive plan. And as for my thoughts on the other two sequel trilogy, The Force Awakens is it's actually really great. I mean, it's a lot of fun, and it feels like a really great return to Star Wars. One of the best theater experiences I've ever had. It feels like a real experience. Being the first Star Wars movie I ever saw in theaters. Yeah, one of the best cinema experiences I've ever had. Top five easily. Um, yeah. Although I will say that as much as I really enjoy Force Awakens, I'm not blown away by it. I wouldn't say I'm blown away by the movie, because the movie it does have its flaws and stuff. I mean, how the movie can't really decide if it wants Finn or Rey to be the main character. The movie just seems so jumbled of, like, who's the main character. throughout the movie it's Finn, but then later on Ray just steals the spotlight as the main character, so it's really like inconsistent. And of course, well, playing it safe and yeah, but Rise of Skywalker your head is some absolute dog turd. Yeah, Rise of Skywalker pretty much ruined Star Wars. It's I mean pretty much a failed conclusion to the Skywalker saga. And yeah, what a terrible movie. Even though Rise of Skywalker, well, yes, it, 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 it it is not some action. I'll give it that. But like, even the action scenes are boring. But then comes the Last Jedi, which yeah, I gotta say this right now. The Last Jedi is an underrated gem. This is by far the best in the sequel trilogy, and yeah, I think Ryan Johnson is a far better director than J.J. Abrams. I think Ryan Johnson should have directed The Force Awakens and Rise of Skywalker, or rather, if they should have done, or rather, like they could have stayed their original title, Do All the Fates, like which that should have been the episode 9 title. And yeah, Ryan Johnson. I mean, I think Ryan Johnson really does put something in Star Wars that may divide that's actually brilliant and divides fans. And J.J. Abrams just doesn't really see what how Ryan Johnson writes his films. J.J. Abrams should have just directed Star Trek Beyond instead of Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Honestly, but anyway, yeah, let's get into what I love about Last Jedi. Let's get the obvious out of the way. Well, you know what? Thinking about it, um, even if I love the Last Jedi, I wouldn't say it's one of the best Star Wars movie. Not even the best Disney Star Wars movie. That still goes to Rogue One. But yeah, I do have a couple of nitpicks on this movie that takes us away from being perfect. Where do I start with this? First of all, I I don't like Admiral Holdo. I hate her. She's like one of the worst Star Wars characters. I said one of like bottom five Star Wars characters. I mean, there's like so much plot holes with her character. Like why like she's a scumbag and a terrible leader. I mean, plus why would she not let her the plans and then just have it come out of nowhere? Why did Leia not see that Admiral Holdo is that Admiral Holdo is well is ruining her reputation and being a poor leader with not telling like why is Leia like so blind like how come Leia never noticed Holdo's like Holdo screwing up their systems and like noticing it and yeah and also like I Benicio del Toro's character I don't like it that much. I mean he's pretty much just I don't know why he's pretty much just a shoehorned in twist villain that we didn't need the movie didn't really need like do we really need a twist villain like that when no we have Kylo Ren and Snoke and I feel like they should have just removed it from like um yeah I mean it kind of makes sense that he wanted to set them up to make the stakes higher. And my last thoughts on this new BB droid, the pretty much the evil BB-8. I think BB-9, that's the name. He can be better. I mean, I actually had a BB-9 merch before last year, so I was really excited to see an evil side of BB-8. Unfortunately, though, he only appeared in one scene and just came out of nowhere. But that's pretty much all my nitpicks in the movie. Now let's get into what really worked about the film for me. First of all, this I mean Ryan Johnson's direction in this movie is absolutely flawless and genius. I mean yes, let's get the obvious out of the way first up. The visuals and the cinematography are absolutely beautiful to look at. Yeah, without question, the best visuals I've ever put to Star Wars. I think Star Wars Last Jedi is pretty much kind of like Avatar, where yeah, like literally my James Cameron ranking, I compared Avatar to Last Jedi. It does make sense. Because the visuals pretty much are what everyone agrees amazing, but then the writing is what divides the audiences. And yeah, and a lot of shots on every single frame just looks absolutely gorgeous. My favorite shot was when Luke was walking towards the First Order, coming out of the base. That is beautifully shot. Like no other Star Wars movies has been shot like this. Has the cinematography like this. The score from John Williams is great as always. I love it. Yeah. I love how they use the main Star Wars theme, the Force theme, when Luke Skywalker dies. And yeah. And yeah. Well, yeah, those are just the obvious stuff. But let's dive more into it. Let's talk about the things that really divided audiences. So, first of all, Ryan Johnson pretty much has a very unique vision of Star Wars. I mean, this movie is very unique. It's very different. It's very risky. It's very bold of Ryan Johnson to change the direction and make it subvert our expectations. And I think Ryan Johnson did that brilliantly. I mean, I don't think the movie disrespects any of the characters at all. I mean, it's just that it just feels so different from Star Wars. I mean, the direction that was headed. I mean, it goes into a very bold direction that you have no idea. Bold direction. And that makes you like have no idea what's gonna happen next. Like I love some of the decisions that he makes, and I defend them. First of all, let's talk about the island scenes. I mean, first, this movie is pretty much Empire Strikes Back tone, but without trying to copy Empire Strikes Back, and I applaud that. Yeah, I mean, I love the island scenes. It feels so down to earth, and like Ray and Luke are training. Yeah, just amazing scenes, and I love the writing of Luke Skywalker. I think this is the best interpretation of Luke Skywalker. Mark Hamill gives an Oscar-worthy performance. Yeah, I wish he got nominated for an Oscar. His portrayal of Luke Skywalker was at his best, and you really feel bad for Luke Skywalker. I mean, a lot of people like complain that he's too selfish and he threw away the lightsaber and stuff. But like, I'm sorry, I feel it's fine if you don't like this film, but you, I feel like you guys just don't get Luke Skywalker. You guys don't get it. He's broken. I mean, because he failed to train Ben Solo, and Ben Solo became Kylo Ren because Luke Skywalker wasn't trying to kill Kylo Ren because he became evil. It's that he knew that Kylo Ren was in the dark side. He could sense it. I mean, do all of you guys like seriously forget that the force that people can be force sensitive and can like tell that someone's turning to a dark side. I mean, yeah, I mean, Luke Skywalker is not perfect. I mean, he's had his dark sides. I mean, you saw in Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi that Luke Skywalker does have anger issues. So there's a lot of anger in him, and he still has the same anger as he had in the original trilogy. He's a broken hero. He just needs to get back up. And to do that, we got Ray to convince him. And thank God that Ray had actual proper training on this time around. I love Ray's character. First of all, Ray is absolutely gorgeous in this movie. I don't know why, but I will admit Ray does look gorgeous. But I think this is the only time when like I actually cared about Ray. In Force Awakens, the only like thing I care about Ray was like when she when she saw like the visions and stuff while holding a lightsaber, and this badass scene when Ray like pretty much took the lightsaber, like grabbed the lightsaber for the first time. It was badass, even though it didn't feel earned because Ray hasn't really done her training yet. Yeah, I mean, what I love about Ray in this movie is that she really yeah, how do I say this Ray very much does actual training. People say that Ray had a lack of training and she was still a Mary Sue. First of all, if Force Awakens the Rise of Skywalker, I get why people you think she's a Mary Sue, but when it comes to Last Jedi, I don't think she's a Mary Sue at all. I think she actually feels like for once a normal human being. The problem with Ray, like for like J.J. Abrams' version of Ray, is that she pretty much feels like she has the personality of an alien. Like she doesn't feel human. But this is what she feels more down to earth and human. They don't overpower her. I love that. They didn't overpower Ray, and she does have a lot of training. I mean, unlike Rise of Skywalker, where her training feels rushed. I mean, they try to manipulate you into thinking that Ray had enough training, but no. Yeah. And I mean, okay, I'm lost now. And I love the idea of like Ray being a nobody. It makes sense because I mean, we don't need Ray to be related to anyone. I mean, Ray pretty much has no parents. Her parents are dumped her, and that means I think it really develops Ray much better because you really get to because Ray pretty much can take care of herself. She doesn't need any hero for her to be a hero. She can be a hero by herself. No matter who her parents is. That's pretty much what what you can learn from the movie, and without trying to get without trying to get salty over Ray not having any parents. I think it really makes it the narrative. And Kylo Ren is amazing as well. I mean, the banter between Kylo Ren and Rey, I actually love it. I mean, I love the Force Ghost connection between both of them. Like I love the whole Force Ghost thing, the concept of it. It's a really new Force technique that's not been introduced, and I like it. I like this idea. It's like Ray and Kyrie are like talking in the phone, but without actually holding like something on their ears. And I love that. And yeah, and yeah. Speaking of Ray and Kyrie together, let's talk about the action scenes in there. Yeah, the action scenes are not what they expected, but they're still awesome. The resistance action scenes with blowing up stuff. I like that. Ray and Kylo Ren versus the guards. Wow, like that is one of the best fight scenes in Star Wars history. Like top five easily. I mean, it's not really a lightsaber fight scene. But it's pretty much just. I mean, like I said, it's not really a lightsaber duel, but it's still a badass. It's still it's the most rewatchable scene. I just find this decision to kill a Snoke. I mean, he was very intimidating, but killing a Snoke is pretty much telling you that Kylo Ren can be himself. Rey can be herself. They Kylo Ren doesn't need an emperor. Kylo Ren doesn't need an emperor to decide himself. I mean, Snoke is pretty much just another Palpatine, and I mean, you don't need a Palpatine to pretty much be a villain. I mean, you can just have Kylo Ren turn to a light without and then having like a final boss. I mean, I don't know how. I can't believe they brought that Palpatine. Like that really made no sense. I mean, why not bring in Darth Plagueis instead of Palpatine? Like Darth Plagueis to replace Palpatine. Like, I mean, replace Snoke. I mean, why do we need Palpatine back? And yeah, and of course, well, the final battle at Crate, which is probably the most. Kratos is the best Star Wars planet. I don't care what anyone says that. Kratos is my favorite Star Wars planet. I mean, I love how it's. Oh wait, actually, I'm gonna say my favorite Star Wars planet in the movie. I think Andor has some of the best Star Wars planets. I don't even remember their names. But Kratos is beautiful. I love that it's all white with the mines being red smoke, and when it came to the final order, the final battle, I love the use of red, like it is just so colorful. And yeah, Luke versus Kylo Ren. Now I was very critical that it wasn't really a lightsaber fight. It was technically a lightsaber battle. I mean, their lightsabers just didn't really hit each other, but they were like already ducking and swinging, and I love the whole idea of just Luke Skywalker pretty much force ghosting Kylo Ren, and having like pretty much a very emotional and satisfying death. I mean, Luke pretty much just sitting in the rock, looking out in the sun. It's just absolutely gorgeous to look at. And yeah, as for the other characters in this movie, Finn, I really like how they used Finn in this. I think Finn's underutilized. Poe is yep. Poe I mean, Poe does do a lot more than they did Force Awakens. I think Poe was barely in the. Poe was a little bit wasted in the Force Awakens. Like I'll admit I couldn't really get into this character before, but now I feel attached to Poe. As a real resistance leader that everyone looks up to. And then we got Rose Tico, who is easily the most overhated character, Star Wars character next to ever. Like, I mean, I like Rose Tico. I mean, I like her. I'd actually put her in my top 10 characters in the movie. Maybe top 5, but in this respective movie. But yeah, Rose Tico is the best one. Is my favorite of the new Star Wars characters. I mean, she really does have development. She actually feels like human. And I like her chemistry with Finn. Yeah, and I like her chemistry with Finn, and you really feel like her character just goes in depth. I mean, I defend like the the bite scene personally because it really makes sense that I mean it really gives Finn and Rose a time to breathe while doing the mission, and Rose pretty much explaining like her backstory and stuff. Wow. Yeah. It's unforgivable that people bully Kelly Marie Tran, and she was even pushed aside in Rise of Skywalker. I mean, why didn't they give more to do? If they make a Rose Tico spin-off, I will be there from day one because I defend Rose Tico and Kelly Marie Tran. I love to see Kelly Marie Tran in a nice movie, maybe the third movie, because Kelly Marie Tran and Ryan Johnson that deserve to reunite together. And anything else? Well, okay. Well, I'll wrap it up here. So yeah, nothing much else to say. Yeah. So overall, oh yeah. Also, one more thing. I mean, the story is really good. With such a message of hope and yeah, such a really strong message of hope and standing up to your mistakes and your failures. And this is some of the best messages in a blockbuster I've ever seen. So overall, Star Wars: The Last Jedi is an underrated gem that may not be a perfect movie, but it really is some of the riskiest and most bold Star Wars movie to date. And Ryan Johnson's an absolute genius. This movie pretty much yeah does something different, new, subverts our expectations, and I applaud Ryan Johnson for that, and even giving us like a very strong message without pushing it. So with that said, I'm gonna give Star Wars: The Last Jedi a strong 9 out of 10. So also for my review of The Last Jedi, what's your opinion of The Last Jedi? Do you agree with me that The Last Jedi is an underrated gem, or do you think that are you with the haters in saying that The Last Jedi sucks? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my rant on Ferdinand. Ugh, yeah, Ferdinand's also celebrating its 5th anniversary today. And I'll rant on it tomorrow, but I need to rewatch it first to see how bad it is. But yeah, I think 39 is overrated. And I think Last Jedi is way million times better than 39. So yeah, bye guys.